Hi, this is Lady Lecture UK, and this is a Dreams tutorial. I've been asked to make a Crosshair for a third-person character, a platforming character, and have a Crosshair that can interact with objects in the world. So I'm going to start off with our character. I'm just going to put a blank puppet down. Any puppet will do. And I'm going to make sure that this puppet is force possessed. So we go into the controller sensor. I want to force possession. So this is going to be a possessed puppet. There we go. Now let's put down an object for interacting with. So make sure you are out of your puppet. You don't want it linked to your puppet in any way. I'm going to put down a box. Make this simple. And on the box, I'm going to put a microchip. So I'm just going to snap that to there. And I'm going to put a grab sensor in there. And before I do anything else, I'm going to go into the block and physical properties and make it grabbable. These two work in tandem. This will not work at all if this is not active, so make sure it's grabbable like that. Then I'm going to say if you grab this block, it will be destroyed, and I'm going to pretend that I've shot the block, so I'm going to put in a sound effect. Go into sound mode, and I'm going to put in a gunshot. You'll search for that. Okay, so grabbed, power, and for this I'm just going to lengthen that so that it's not cut off once it's destroyed. You'll hear the entire sound effect. Okay, so let's have a look at that then. So I've got possessed character. I have to depossess, which is not active. I've got no imp, and there is nothing I can do with the block. So what we need now is an imp tracker. So I'm going to put an imp tracker down, which is this one here. And now we have an imp. As you can see, I R2 on the block and R2 anywhere else, nothing happens. R2 on the block and away it goes. Okay, so that's an interactive thing, but it's still an imp. We don't want it to be an imp, we want it to be a crosshair. So what I'm going to do now, make sure I'm out of everything, is I'm going to draw a crosshair. I'm going to use this. I'm going to pick white. Take your time doing this. But there we go. There's my. I'm going to make it glow. Like that, so it's nice and bright and white. And so I'm going to grab this and I'm going to scope in to my imp tracker, and what I want to need to do is put this at the end of its arrow. Just going to make this a bit smaller. I want that sort of in the middle like that, maybe a little bit over. There we go. So now you can see there's a little crosshair on the end of my imp, and we are now going to make a hover effect for it. I'm going to put another microchip in. I'll just call this imp. And you can do any sort of effect you want in here. I'm going to do something very simple. I'm just going to create a keyframe that's going to change the color of this painting to red. Okay, and then we open up the imp tracker menu, and we want to look over here, and we say when hovering, we want that keyframe to activate when hovering. Okay, and while we're here, actually, while we're here, let's turn off the imp. So now we only have the crosshair. So now we have this little crosshair, and because I didn't rewind it, I have to block. Okay, so there's the crosshair. It now goes red when it's over this grabbable object. Press R2, and I've shot it, and it's gone. And the player can move around, by the way. And you've got this imp, and it will be in the world, and you can use it for any grabbable object. Let me just show you how easy it is to make a grabbable object. I mean, we did that one, but let's put in something. There's a medium molecule door. Right, currently this door logic works on a trigger zone looking for a possessed controller, i.e. the player. So we'll get rid of the trigger zone, and instead we will put in a grab sensor, and we'll say when grabbed, open door. Now if we did this, we have a problem because it's going to keep opening the door every time you grab, and it's just going to wave around. So we want to do it on a one-shot deal. So we're going to put a counter in. So when grabbed, that counter will then open the door. Okay, and we'll make sure this grab, we're going to grab this handle here. And we're going to make that handle, if we can get it, that's the door sculpture, is that it looks as if this handle is part of the door. So what we'll do then is, I'll make a new door handle quickly. Okay, and we'll make that grabbable, and we'll make that grabbable, and we'll put that on the door, and we'll just scope in and stick that on the door like that. Okay, so that should work. Let's see. So we go up there with our player, we can't get through the door. If we hover over the doorknob, and just the doorknob, press R2, it opens the door. There we go, perfect. There we are. So that's how easy it is. You just make an object grabbable, press R2, and it'll activate. And whatever you have programmed into the object will be what it does. So it could open, it could be destroyed, it could be picked up. There's all sorts of things you could do. It could animate. You could have levers that you pull and all sorts of things. It's really that simple. So you're using the grab sensor for all of this. You can adapt already made things. Most things are made with trigger zones for the player controller, so you might have to manipulate quite a few ready-made objects to use the grab sensor, but you can see how easy it is. As long as the object is linked to the grab sensor and is grabbable, it's going to work. So there you go. I hope that was useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in your dreams.